water level will be different. Always you have to take the level of the water. Whenever you want to get ranges are same, nothing but the two holes should be at what depth, nothing but the sum of the holes should be is equals to how much height of the water level here. So here both are having same ranges, nothing but the range, nothing but what is the formula, velocity into time. Otherwise instead of doing this much also you can apply the direct formula also. Range formula, what is the range formula? Under root h into h minus h only, right? 2 into h into h minus h. Again same formula even you can apply. From there only you are getting this one. So whenever you apply that, however you are applying this, and then 2 gets cancelled, root gets cancelled. Directly from here only I am saying. So from that what you are getting, nothing but here you are getting the sum of the depths is equals to the height of the water level. So always the two ranges should be equal, nothing but the depth of the hole should be is equals to how much? The sum of the holes is equals to the height of the water level. That might be y1 plus y2, otherwise h1 plus h2 or d1 plus d2, anything that might be. Depths might be given as y, d and then h, anything. But you have to remember that this depth you are measuring from where? From the top of the tank, not from the bottom. From the bottom how much height is there here? H minus h is there. Clear? So if you don't remember these formulas also, directly range formula, from range formula also you can get. What is the range formula we have? What is the range formula? 2 into under root h into h minus h. So first whole h1 into h minus h1 is equals to 2 into under root h2 into h minus h2. That's it. So 2 gets cancelled, root gets cancelled. Again same equation only we are getting here. Anything you can take directly range formula also. Otherwise you can take the velocity into time formula also. Anything. Clear? Then next one is time taken to empty the tank from h to h dash. This one write as a note point. Direct formulas will write. Time taken to empty the tank from h to h dash. Write that. The tank of area A, having an orifice or hole, both are same, having an orifice or hole at the bottom of the tank, comma, the hole is of the area A naught, the hole is of the area A naught, the hole is of the area A naught, then time taken to empty the tank from h to h dash is time taken to empty the tank from h to h dash is, see that you have to find out the time taken, that is a t is equals to, the time taken is t only obviously, t is equals to what will get, nothing but you are getting here areas of the holes. The tank is of area how much? Capital A, and hole is of area how much? A naught we have taken. So that two areas are given and then hole is given at the bottom of the tank. Once if I open the hole, at that time what happening, nothing but automatically what happening here, water level is decreasing. So first of all the water level is there at how much height, nothing but h height. Whenever I open the tank here at the bottom, whenever I open the hole, at that time the water is coming with some velocity and then they are flowing out obviously. After time t, if I observe, then what happening, nothing but my water level is coming from here to here, nothing but from where to where, h to h dash height. Initially at what height it was? H height, and now it is coming to h dash height, nothing but this water is completely emptied. Why? Because it is flowing out from the hole here. So how much time taken for that means T is equals to, what is the time formula generally for us? Under root 2h by g, like that we will get, right? So that in the same way we will get here, what is that, nothing but under root 2 by g into, from where to where? H to h dash. So that what will get, nothing but root h to h dash here, and that into a divided by a naught here. This will be based on the displacements and then integrations here. Why? Because the water level, you have to consider the water level is decreasing from y minus delta y, and then the time is increasing from t plus delta t, and then you have to apply the integrations and all. So there is no need to remember that much and all. So just remember the formula. Just formula is what? T is equals to under root 2h by g. In the same way here we have to get the ratio of the holes first of all. So as compared to the hole, as compared to the area of the tank, the area of the hole is how much area is there? A naught. And then under root 2h by g is the general formula for us. Under root 2 by g into h minus h dash. That is the formula for the time taken to empty the tank from where to where? H to h dash. Now you want to completely empty the tank. Completely empty the tank. Tell me that. H dash is equals to how much then? Completely h dash, completely empty, nothing but the final level of the water will be where? Exactly at the ground only. Here h dash indicates that final level of the water. So that whenever you are completely emptying the tank, nothing but at that time final level will be here exactly. So h dash is equals to how much? 0. H dash is equals to 0. You are understanding or not? So whenever you empty completely, at that time there is no water inside. There is no water inside, nothing but the h dash is coming to the ground obviously. H is there as it is, initial level. This is the initial level of the water. After time t, I am just emptying to how much height? H dash height, nothing but we got the formula T is equals to a by a naught into under root 2 by g into root h minus h dash. Whenever you want to completely empty, nothing but at that time what will get? Here completely water is not there, empty, completely empty. Then h dash is equals to how much? It will become 0. Whenever the h dash is becoming as 0, then what is our formula can be? A by a dash into under root, just what will get? 2h by g, that's it. Under root 2 by g, root h, nothing but again how much? Under root 2h by g. This is the time taken to completely empty the tank. Next one is time taken to empty the tank from h to h by 2. H by 2 nothing but where? Exactly at half of the height. Again same thing only, here instead of h dash what will get here? H dash is equals to h by 2 we will get, that's it. So what is the formula? Let me take that is T1. T1 is equals to a by a naught under root 2 by g into root h minus root h by 2. That is the formula you will get. Instead of h dash we got h by 2, that's it. Now time taken to empty from h by 2 to 0. Completely 0. At that time what will get? Now what the values can be? H is equals to how much now? H by 2. Initial value is h by 2. Final value is how much? 0. Then what is the time we will get? T2 is equals to a by a naught into root 2 by g. Here what will get? Root h by 2. Root h by 2 nothing but inside of that I will get the h by 2. Then 2 gets cancelled. What will be remaining? Under root h by g will be remaining. So that a by a naught into under root h by g. That is the formula to empty from where to where? Half to completely 0. And then height, maximum height to half of the height is how much here? A by a naught into under root 2 by g root h minus root h by 2. See that first initial height is h and then final height is h dash. So initial height is h and then h dash nothing but if I say from h to h by 2 nothing but you will take it as a h and then this as a h by 2. From h by 2 ground nothing but what you have to take? This one as h by 2 and then this one as 0. H indicates the initial height and then h dash indicates the final height here, final level of the water. So that here main formula is this one. Whenever you remember this one, everything you can make by your own only. So first one is to reduce the water from h to h dash. The time taken is T is equals to the ratio of the areas. Our general formula is root 2h by g should be the formula. So for that what you have to make nothing but you have to take the ratio of the areas, that is tank area divided by the whole area into root 2 by g we will get. Inside of h what will take nothing but root h minus h dash, difference of the initial height and then final height only you have to consider. So initial height is how much? H, Final height is how much? H dash you have to consider. Now after that, whenever I want to empty completely means, then H dash value become how much? Final value becomes 0. Substitute that H dash is equals to 0 and then get the value here. Then next after that, I said only H2 H by 2 only half of the tank, from top to half of the tank only. So at that time nothing but from here to here only I want to empty it. At that time what is the time taken? Nothing but T1 is equals to I consider as A by, initial height is how much? H only, final height is how much? H by 2. Next case what I am saying, nothing but from half to ground, remaining half. So in that initial height is how much here? H by 2, final height is how much? 0. That is what I have substituted here. Then I want to get the ratio of these times, ratio of the time taken to empty from top to half and then remaining half to 0. At that time what is the ratio can be? What is the ratio can be? We will do as a problem. First of all copy this. In the note points you copy that. Open that window, some last windows. Why you close that? AC ಆನ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ನಿಮಗೆ? ಸುಖಿ ಭವ. ಯಾರು ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು? ಏನು ಉದಯ, ಯಾರು ಕರೆದ್ರು? Find the ratio of time taken. Find the ratio of time taken to empty the tank. from h to h by 2, from h to h by 2, and to empty the remaining half. How much? H by g na? Root 2 minus 1, yes, that's correct. Root 2 minus 1 divided by how much you got? 1 na? Root 2 minus 1 is the correct answer. Find out the ratio. H to h by 2 and then h by 2 to 0. This much time, in front of you only formulas are there, no? You have to find out the ratio of T1 divided by T2, that's it. T1 by T2 only you have to find out. T1 is A by A naught under root 2 divided by G root H minus root H by 2. These are T1, that divided by remaining half, nothing but how much? T2 is equals to A by A naught into, what is the formula? This formula I will take, before formula I will take, that will be easy to cancel. Root 2 by G into, what I can say, root H by 2 minus 0. That is what now your formula, sir. So what I can cancel here, root 2 by G, A by A naught, everything I can cancel. Then remaining values are T1 by T2 is equals to, here what I can take common? Root h I can take common here, so that root h is common. Then what is remaining? 1 minus 1 by root 2, that divided by, here what I can take common here? Root h, and then what is remaining? 1 by root 2. Clear? Then root h gets cancelled here. This is how much? LCM I will take, that will be how much? Root 2 minus 1 divided by root 2, that divided by how much is there? 1 by root 2. Root 2 gets cancelled. Then T1 by T2 is equals to root 2 minus 1 by 1. That is the formula you will get, that is the answer you will get, final answer. So here T1 and then T2, you can even take this formula also, then also you will get the same answer only, there is no difference in that. But for the easy calculation I have taken just before one. Next one is pressure velocity relation. Pressure velocity relation by the Bernoulli's theorem. Pressure velocity relation. So to get the pressure velocity relation, first of all you have to apply the Bernoulli's theorem at this end. Let me take that is end A and then end B. Apply the Bernoulli's theorem at A and B. So what is the pressure you are having? Nothing but here this is the pressure P1 and then this is the pressure P2. Let us consider. Now the main thing is, based on this only we will discuss all the theoretical applications of Bernoulli's principle. So only you have to understand this one mainly. So whenever the pressure is maximum, at that time what happens to the velocity? Velocity will be maximum or minimum, that and all we have to discuss. And mainly the Bernoulli's theorem states what? Always the pressure energy and then kinetic energy per volume and then pressure energy, kinetic energy plus the potential energy per volume is equals to always constant. It should remain, that should remain constant only. Somehow you can either increase the value this side, otherwise decrease the value. For example, I want to make x1 is equals to x2. I want to make x1 is equals to x2, nothing but what I will do, nothing but, if for example if I am removing minus 1 here, here also I will remove minus 1, so that only they will be equal always. So nothing but what I am doing, nothing but either you can add the value here, otherwise you can remove the value here, but always they should be equal to each other. Clear? For example, I want to make 2 is equals to 5. Then what I can do here? What I can do here? Instead of 5 minus 3, what I will do? Nothing but 5 minus 2, 2 plus 1. Nothing but I am removing some value here and then I am adding some value here, but always I want to make them constant only. Here I want to make 2 as 2 is equals to 5, nothing but I want to get 3, and then 3 means I have to remove 2 from here and then I have to add 1 from here. So what I can get? I can get 3 here, I can get 3 here. Nothing but something you can add, otherwise you can delete, anything you can do, but always that should be what? Equal only, that should be constant only. The same thing will be applicable here, that is the sum of the pressure energy, kinetic energy and then potential energy per volume is equals to always constant. Now I have taken a water pipe of different areas and then having the different velocities and then different pressures. So both the holes are there at the same height only, h is equals to same only. So which will be not there from here? Rho gh will not be there, rho gh difference is not there here. Otherwise I can apply normally also. Apply the Bernoulli's theorem at A and then B. At A, tell me, what is the pressure we are having? P1 plus half rho into velocity is how much? V1 square plus rho gh. That is what the height of the whatever the point we have taken there. That is equals to, at B if we have applied nothing but P2 plus half rho V2 square plus rho gh only again. Now rho gh gets cancelled here. Now you have to get P1 plus half rho into V1 square is equals to P2 plus half rho into V2 square. From this what I can say? Nothing but sum of the pressure energy and then kinetic energy per volume is equals to always constant. That one already you know, we have done so many problems based on that also. But the thing is here, whenever I have P1 value more, P1 is having more value, at that time how V1 should be? For example, if V1 is also more only, then what happens? This everything is less only, it cannot be balanced here. You are understanding or not? If here P1 is more and then V1 is less, then here what happens? P2 is less and then V2 is more. Clear? You understand now? You have to compensate. Somehow you have to compensate and then you have to get the same value. I want to get the same value, nothing but here both are increasing only. Then what happens? This value will be more than this value obviously. So for that purpose I can make one value as more, another value is small. Then here one value is less, another value is more. That's it. You have to compensate. Why? Because you have to make it as equals to constant. Equals to constant nothing but total initial value is equals to total final value. What you are doing is not necessary, but initial value should be is equals to the final value. So to get the total value, this one I am increasing nothing but this one I should decrease. This one I am increasing nothing but obviously one side pressure is more, nothing but another side pressure will be less only, right? So that pressure is more, pressure is less. Velocity is less, velocity is more. That's it. So the thing is here, the main thing is this is not actually proof, but I am telling you in the shortcut to understand properly. Wherever the pressure is maximum, at that time velocity will be minimum. How to understand that? Nothing but this is how only. So mainly you have to compensate the value here. The sum of the values should be is equals to how much? Constant. Is equals to constant nothing but total initial value is equals to total final value. What you are doing with that value is not necessary, but you have to make the total value is equals to the total initial is equals to total final. For that purpose, if I take this pressure is more means obviously the second pressure will be less only. If this is more, this is less, okay. If we are making the velocity also more only. Velocity also more only. But this here what happens? Nothing but this is already less. Less and then more, more and then more. It is not possible. Both cannot be equal. So what should happen? Nothing but you have to decrease this value. Then what happens? Automatically P1 is more means P2 will be less only. And then V1 is less means V2 will be more only. So here the main thing is wherever the more pressure is there the velocity will be very less. Wherever the less pressure is there, their velocity will be more. That is what you have to understand. Based on that only, you will get the dynamic lift concept. Dynamic lift nothing but whenever you see the aeroplane wing will be there like this. This is from the front view. Understand that whenever the aeroplane is there like this, now you are seeing from here. Understanding? So let me take, this is the wing of the aeroplane. So whenever you see the wing, this is how you are seeing. Understand or not? This is the back side, like this it will be there. When, for example, in the YouTube also you might be seen in the shots that they will be showing from the window. Whenever they shown from the window, you will be seeing that wing. That wing you have to see from front to back, I am saying. So this is the front and then this is the back side. And then in this back side already aeroplane is there, another side already wing is there. You are understanding or not? For example, let me take my body is a aeroplane and then my hands are wings. So exactly whatever the view is there for you, that is the same view only. Here you are seeing this is my wing, this is back side, it is there, wing is there. This is the front view of the wing. Understanding? So this is the front view of the wing and then this is the back view of the wing. Clear? Always the front view will have the more area and then it will be decreased like this. For example, if you are seeing nothing but it will be there like this. Correct? It will be there like this. So that you are seeing from the front side, you are just standing exactly in front of the aeroplane and then you are just seeing the wing, only one wing of the aeroplane. Then how that one wing will be there, nothing but it will be there like this. So whenever it is there like this, at this time, actually it will not bend that much. So here what happens, nothing but whenever the aeroplane is going forward, here this side aeroplane is going and then this is the front view of the wing, you are seeing from the front side. You are able to assume that whatever I said, aeroplane is there like this, exactly wherever you are sitting, that is the correct position. I am facing you, nothing but aeroplane is facing you and then this is my wings. Now this wings you are seeing from front to back. Clear? Now here what happening, nothing but aeroplane is going like this. Then air will act in which direction? Backward direction obviously. So the air will coming in this direction. Whenever the air comes, due to this structure here, what happens, nothing but more air will go on to the top. Correct? Here less air will come on to the bottom. So that they will have the air layers will have more distance at the bottom and then air layers will be rushing on the top of the wing. So that here more air layers are going, nothing but here the velocity is more. If the velocity is more means what happens, pressure will be less. Pressure is less. And then here pressure is less means here obviously pressure will be more and then velocity will be less. So only due to this pressure difference, here at the top we are having less pressure, at the bottom we are having more pressure, nothing but where the force is more. From where to where force is more? Bottom to top only, right? So in this direction the force will be more, so only the aeroplane will be lifted up. Clear? That is how the dynamic lift will act. Dynamic lift nothing but, for example, if I say this is the aeroplane wing like this you are seeing from this side. Okay, here the aeroplane is there, this is the head of the aeroplane, my hand is the head of the aeroplane and then this is the side wing of the aeroplane. Now what happening, nothing but this aeroplane is going forward like this. Whenever it is going forward, at that time what happens means the air will come onto the onto the top and then it will be less on the bottom. So onto the top it is coming, nothing but due to this structure of the aeroplane, that wing, what happens, nothing but more air will come onto the top and then less air will go on the bottom. More air coming, nothing but there is more velocity of the air. More velocity, nothing but what happens, pressure will be less and then here velocity will be less and then pressure will be more. Here more pressure is acting from the bottom to top and then less pressure is acting from the top to bottom. So that wherever more pressure is there, in that direction only it will move obviously. Clear? That is how the dynamic lift will work. And also whenever you see the roofs of the homes, for example, if I consider this is a home which is having the roof like this. So like this it will be there. Now what happens, nothing but whenever the wind is blowing, they will not leave this much of area. Clear, right? So that will be very near. So like this it will be there. Now whenever the wind is coming, nothing but at that time what happens means the wind will blow like this obviously. So here it will go to the wall and then it will come back obviously, that is not necessary. Now the wind is going like this and then what happens, nothing but here there is more velocity. More velocity, nothing but what happens, less pressure. Inside is there any wind? There is no wind. Can I say that velocity is almost zero? Velocity of the air inside is almost zero. Then it will have the more pressure. So only due to this pressure difference what happens, it will be lifted up. Rooftops will be lifted up. How it will be lifted up, nothing but because outside, due to the outside wind what happens, on the roof what happens means velocity of the air will be more. Due to that more velocity the pressure will be less. So whenever the pressure is less, inside of the room, for example inside of this building, there is no air, obviously no air for us, nothing is there. So that there is no air, so that you will have the more pressure. No velocity, of the air and then there will be more pressure. So pressure is more inside and then pressure is less outside. So at that time what happens? Nothing but this will be lifted up. For example, if wind is not there, nothing but wind is very less and then velocity is less. For example, the velocity is less here, then what happens here? Pressure will be more, atmospheric pressure will be more obviously. That pressure will be balanced with this pressure. Whenever the wind is not there, at that time why it is not lifting up? Nothing but the reason is outside also atmospheric pressure is there, inside also atmospheric pressure is there. So the pressure will get balanced, there is no upwards force and then there is no downward force here. Whenever the wind is coming, at that time outside pressure will be decreases. You don't think that whenever air is coming, nothing but it will give more pressure and all. Don't think like that. Okay, that pressure is, force is different and then pressure is different. Now it is blowing with more velocity. At that time what happens? Nothing but the velocity will be more velocity, nothing but pressure will be less. Inside there is no wind, nothing. There is no velocity inside, no velocity, nothing but almost there is a lot of pressure is there. Inside more pressure, outside less pressure. What happens? Nothing but it will get lifted up, the rooftops. And also one more example is whenever you are standing just near to the train is moving with very high speed. At that time what happens? You are standing on the platform and then train is moving with a very high speed. At that time what happens? What happens? We will move towards the train. What is the reason? Nothing but we are just standing just beside of the train and then we are having the pressure as the atmospheric pressure here. Now whenever we are having the pressure as atmospheric pressure, the air layers just away from the train will be moving with more speed, right? Obviously. For example, train is moving forward, nothing but the air layers will move this side. So that will have the more velocity there, more velocity, nothing but less pressure. And then we are just standing near to the train, nothing but at that time we will have the more pressure towards the train. So only will be attracted towards the train. And also whenever you are spinning the ball, whenever you are throwing the ball, I mentioned already this example, whenever we are throwing the ball it will go normally. Whenever you are spinning it, at that time what happens? It will be lifted up. It will follow the projectile path. Whenever you are throwing, I am just throwing normally like this. At that time what happens? Nothing but it will go straightly and then it will fall somewhere. Then whenever I am just spinning it and then throwing, at that time what happens? It will get lifted up. What is the reason? Nothing but due to the air layers are already in contact with the ball. Whenever the ball is spinning, at that time top layer will have more velocity, bottom layer will have less velocity. More velocity, nothing but less pressure. Less velocity means more pressure, so that what happens? Nothing but it will get lifted up. That is how Magnus effect will work. And also whenever you see the ping pong ball, any plastic ball you have taken and then you are just putting on the hair dryer. For example, if I take the hair dryer, otherwise any water, this one gas pump I have taken. Whenever you are just putting on the hair dryer, then what happens? What happens? It will be lifted up, otherwise it will keep on rotating there only. It will be keep on rotating there only. I will show you, if you want means I will show you tomorrow. I have shown in the last year also. I don't have the ball, so that I have taken the onion. With onion only I have done that experiment. Why? Because at that time lockdown was there. Last year I think I have discussed this topic at the April like that. Completely lockdown was there and then I was not able to get that ball and all. So I got my hair dryer and then I got the onion and then I just shown and then everything was nice only. Perfectly we have done. So that how it will be possible? Nothing but whenever you take the hair dryer, anything, that onion also people taken and then they have eat. So here the main thing is whenever I have taken the dryer here, Yenappa? Uday? Hair dryer beka yake? Our girlfriend ge gift kodbekantana? Nane tagombarಬೇಕಾ ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ತಗೋ. So here like this, ಏನಾಯ್ತು? What happened, Uday? You want hair dryer? So here what happens? Nothing but I have taken the dryer and then on that I have just taken a ping pong ball and then I just kept like that and then I on the dryer. At that time what happens? Nothing but air will be blown in this direction. So whenever the air is blown, at that time what happens? Nothing but here there is a more velocity actually. There is more air velocity. So there is more air velocity and then that air is getting divided like this actually. Correct? and then on this top what happens, nothing but here atmospheric pressure P naught will be there. Actually what should happen, nothing but it should get lifted up. Why it is not getting lifted up, nothing but the reason is here atmospheric pressure is there, here there is more velocity, nothing but what happens, pressure will be less, the pressure is less, and then here whenever the air is going like this, at that time here there is more velocity, here the pressure will be less, and then here the pressure will be more near to that. You are understanding or not? It will form the shape like this. So exactly at the bottom of the ball the air will be hitting, and then whenever the air is hitting that, at that time it will have more velocity, means obviously it will have the less pressure. Actually it should get lifted up. It is not getting lifted up. Why? Because this pressure is overcoming by the atmospheric pressure here. So only it will not get lifted up. The main in each and every concept you might be understand or you not might be understand. The main thing is here pressure increases, velocity decreases, pressure decreases, and then velocity increases. Everything will be based on that only. That might be either dynamic lift. In the case of dynamic lift, what happens, nothing but whenever you take on the top of the wing, the velocity will be more, pressure will be less. On the bottom of the wing, velocity will be less, and then pressure will be more, so only it will get lifted up. That is about the dynamic lift. Whenever you consider the Magnus effect, nothing but the spinning of the ball. In this case, whenever I am throwing straightly, at that time what happens, nothing but it will go straightly like that only. Whenever I am spinning, at that time what happens, it will get lifted up. Why? Because the air layers which are on the top of the ball will be having more velocity. At that time what happens, pressure will be less, and which is spinning, at that time whenever it is spinning, at that time top air layers will come to the bottom. Not all the layers will come, some of the layers will go forward only, and then some of the layers will come bottom. They are having less velocity, so that pressure will be more. That is about the Magnus effect. And also even spray pump also. Whenever you take the spray pump also, that is also the same application only. Here spray pump I have taken. For that, like this it is there. So here what happening, nothing but whenever I squeeze it, whenever I press it, at that time what happens, nothing but the velocity of the air will be more at this stage. Whenever I press, at that time what happens here, velocity will be more. Velocity more means pressure will be less. Pressure will be less, so only the water will be moving from here to here. Why? Because here the pressure is less, obviously here velocity is nothing, no velocity only. Then what happens, pressure will be more. Due to the more pressure, what happens, water will move to the top here. Understand or not? That is about the atomizer spray, otherwise spray bottle mechanism. Everything wherever you might be take, that is about the pressure and then velocity relation only. Wherever the velocity is more, their pressure will be less. Wherever the pressure is more, there the velocity will be less. How we got, nothing but somehow for the sum of the pressure energy and then kinetic energy per volume should be always constant. If one value is increasing, nothing but obviously the another value will be decreases only. So total initial value should be is equals to the total final value. Clear? I think you have not written this one. Copy that. Oh. Copy that pressure velocity relation. ಏನು ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? At that time you can adjust, no? At least nothing is there here.